One two one two one two one two one two one two one what 1 2. We are live. We are back at it. Early day live. You know what I'm saying? I usually go live on Wednesday afternoons, Wednesday evenings, but had to do it. I'm not even gonna lie. I just seen all of the news on this Kendrick stuff stacking up, going crazy. Everybody doing all this content. Oh my God, Kendrick gonna be doing the Super Bowl. Oh my God, Jay-Z, the conspiracies are all going crazy. I'm just hearing Beer X-File sounds that's all over the place when it comes to this. So I said, you know what? Let's go live a day early. We'll still be doing a live tomorrow afternoon as regularly scheduled. But gather around. For all the people who are on Instagram who are seeing me right now, we are live on YouTube, right? YouTube.com/We Love Hip Hop Network. So Israel Scrubber says, check out my track, famo. Send it to me via the DMs. Hit me in the DMs, or you can hit me in my email address. We love hip hop Toronto at gmail.com. Again, that's we love hip hop Toronto at gmail.com. All right. We got a lot of things to discuss today besides just the Kendrick Lamar whole, Super Bowl thing. You know what I'm saying? We're definitely going to discuss that. But there's more things to discuss besides that. Let me make sure my sound effects are running. Hold on. Y'all can hear this?
We love hip hop.
And I'm not talking to y'all on Instagram here. If y'all want to get interactive for the people on Instagram, hit us up. Get on our YouTube right now, youtube.com/We Love Hip Hop Network. There's a link at the top of the chat that is pinned to the top of the chat for anybody who wants to join the conversation. Okay. We are taking any quote unquote callers. The email again is we love hip hop Toronto at gmail.com. Let me put that on the screen right now, even over here on YouTube. We love hip hop Toronto at gmail.com. If y'all want to send your music. Okay. Episode 502 is out right now. Big up to Dusty Wallace, big up to DJ Czar, big up to producer B3. We had a really dope episode, and we talked about a lot of different Canadian hip hop at the same time. So, we are the platform for Toronto hip hop, Canadian hip hop, not just Toronto hip hop. So salute to everybody who's been tapping in over the years. But yes, for everybody over here on YouTube, on Instagram, pop out. We are on YouTube right now. Y'all can get interactive. Let's go. Let us go. Let y'all self be seen. Comment gang strong. Old John Crow for Trackstar Music. Salute, and thank you for the membership. Who else is in the chat here? Twy22. Do Canadians get excited about Super Bowl commercials the same way Americans do? Good question. We do. The problem is with us is unless we're watching on, let's say, a feed, if we're watching through like a TV box or something like that, if we're just watching on one of the Canadian channels, when it cuts to commercials, they give us trash, crappy Canadian commercials instead of some of the wild commercials that y'all get during Super Bowl. So we definitely look forward to the commercials. It's just that we have to look for them to get them. A lot of times I'll go watch them next day on YouTube or whatever, but we don't actually get to get them in real time, unfortunately. DJ Chris A in the building. Big salute to DJ Chris A. A dedicated audio listener to our podcast. Let me get through a list of topics that we have over here. Obviously, Kendrick Lamar, Super Bowl, not just the Super Bowl announcement, but the responses. Nicki Minaj, Birdman, Juvenile, a bunch of people have been responding to this. Master P. It's been a lot of responses. Also, on the Drake front, though, Drake World Cup ambassador for 2026. That's going to be a big deal. Tory Lanez, Tory Lanez equipment got snatched up. Okay, for all the people who've been listening to all the Tory Lanez new music that he's been putting out from jail, we were kind of speculating whether some of that music was actually made in jail or some of the mixtape that he had previously recorded. But apparently, they rated his, I don't know if they rated his cell or they rated his range, but we'll look into it. He put out a long statement. We'll go through the statement and hopefully I won't botch the reading. Also, for the locals, for the people out here, alcohol is now available in all stores in Ontario. All right, you can go to the corner store and go buy yourself some beer or some alcohol. So I want to look into that because I don't know how that's going to really affect our city in the long run. I don't know if we're ready for that. I've never thought that we could be ready for that, but here we are. Also, that 15-year-old boy that was murdered a few weeks or maybe about a week ago now, they destroyed his memorial. There's been a lot of politics that's been floating around about that. So I want to get into that as well. I don't want to chastise anybody, but it's just been some disgusting behavior going on in this city. And also, one last thing as far as Montreal news, rapper KGoon was sentenced to 80 months. So we'll definitely get into all of that. Spam any topics if you have any topics for me that you want me to get into. Okay. Early live. Okay. And like I usually say, I said before, I usually do my lives on Wednesday. However, here we are on Tuesday. We'll be giving y'all another one tomorrow. I got a fresh new list of topics to hit y'all in the head top with tomorrow. So stay tuned. Before we get into it, I want to give a quick salute to some of the sponsors here. Big salute to Diamond Club. They got delivery of some of the loudest loud all across the GTA. All right. You know, they got cannabis, they got edibles, they got anything that you need. Hit them up on their Instagram page, Diamond Club _Canada. You could also use the code We Love Hip Hop if you want to get a discount on anything on the menu. And like I said, delivery across the city and across Canada. All right. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Only Loud representing out of Ottawa. Okay, they got some really, really dope loud, and they carry a bunch of different companies from different loud companies. Okay, they can do delivery within Ottawa in a real quick time. Okay, they provide within 24 hours within Ottawa. Or hold on, let me see. Let me make sure to get the shit right. Okay, Only Loud. Okay, so same day shipping they can do for anywhere across Canada. That's pretty dope. Okay, and they also got a website, onlyloud.ca. You could check them out on Snapchat, onlyloudca, and you could also hit them on their Instagram page, onlyloud.ca. All right, last but not least, I want to send a big shout out to Exotic Hot Pots. Okay, they provided me with a nice care package. I've been smoking real good from them. Okay, hit them up on their Instagram page, exotichotpots.ca. They got merchandise as well as some really, really good loud. All right, so big up to all the sponsors. Keeping me toasty. Tiger Blood, what up? Gucci Ghost 33, what up? Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Let me pull up my Instagram page. I think I did a lot of posting over the last few days. You know, I've been on my grind since we got off the vacation. I'm gonna pull up some stuff on the gram here. Oh, no momento. I got mad windows open. Let's see here. Let's pull up this announcement. So yeah, there's a lot of different things here that have been posted besides the announcement, but let's go to the announcement first. What the fuck? Come on. Don't do that. One second. Here's what I'll do. There we go. So here's the announcement here.
There you go. Give me one more. Ah. Come on. Two more. Just like that. You ready? Exactly. What the deal, everybody? My name Kendrick Lamar, and I'll be performing at Super Bowl 59. Will you be pulling up? I hope so. You know it's only one opportunity to win a championship. No round twos. Let's get it. Boom! I won't want you to miss.
You didn't catch the bar right there? Let's get it, yo. That's from Like That. That's a little bit of a callback from Like That.
Meet me in New Orleans.
Bam!
February 9th, 2025. Wear your best dress, too. Even if
that's a shot about wear your best dress. That's the
watch it from
shot.
home. Let's go. Yay! That's what I'm talking about, man. Now we can get to it for real. Come on, you gotta make sure you catch it with the hands open like that. We running real routes. You gonna be messing up.
So y'all heard what he said about the round 2, right? In there. About no round 2s.
There you go. Give me one more. Ah. Come on. 2 more. Just like that. You ready? Exactly. What the deal, everybody? My name Kendrick Lamar, and I'll be performing at Super Bowl 59. Will you be pulling up? I hope so. You know, it's only one opportunity to win a championship.
You know, there's only one opportunity to win a championship. Now, obviously, everybody's responding, saying this is the response to the round 2 thing. He ain't giving no round 2 to Drake because Drake had posted game 2. That's what he had posted. Game 2 he had posted in his Instagram stories or on the stories of the plot twist page. Okay. Let me see if I could pull up another page so I could look up some stuff here. Let me go on my Instagram page. It's probably on YouTube because Academics was kind of, he was dealing with some heavy cope. I'm not gonna lie, right? Big salute to the boy Academics, but he was dealing with some heavy cope tactics. I'll pull it up on YouTube. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. He seemed very hurt. I felt bad for him still. And I'll paraphrase while I'm looking for it. He was saying that there was no round 2, that the round 2 that you guys were thinking about wasn't actually the round 2 that, you know, we were thinking about. Let's go on this page. Let's go on Academics page. Here we go. I think this is right here. They got me feeling like I'm academics. Oh, my bad.
They got me feeling like I'm academics. You some type of money. Act you making them, let's say you made them $1,000. You or whatever, and I got a hold of that. So I cleared him his conscience on your music isn't compromised. But I'm not telling you everything. But again, he do know I fuck with you, but I'm gonna do my job. Now, granted, nigga, at a point, he might not appreciate it, or he might be like, man, fuck Act doing his job. And this is where, you know, you gotta realize, bro, this isn't that personal. You gotta stay in the hot seat.
Okay, I got it. I found it. I found the clip. Let's go over to X, aka Twitter. I still can't get used to calling this shit X. But here's the clip.
Because this is true. Drake has zero desire to go and get in a second bar for bar rap battle with Kendrick. And it's not because he's like, because now you're going to create narratives. Oh, he's scared. You see, you can't win with, that's the thing about the internet. And honestly, now this is my opinion. I particularly believe that Drake would rap all day with Kendrick. But I don't think he has any more interest in doing what we saw, which, by the way, was an amazing time, right? Song for song, because the judges and palette where the music is being received at, he's not getting the same fair shake.
Let's stop right there. Okay. I got to call Ack out on this right here. With all due respect, I mess with Academics heavy. Okay. However, I gotta call cap, bro. When the man was posting about round or game 2 with the Kyrie Irving post and stuff, everybody was super excited. Game 2? Game 2? Are we gonna get another battle? Content creators got hype. Everybody's like, "Are we gonna get more? We're gonna make some more money." So you can't be saying that. And academics included was very excited about another battle, another rap battle, not another life battle, or well, he wanted life in the end of the day. Like, okay, yes, we know, but we were expecting another battle when it came to game 2. So don't backtrack now that Kendrick has been announced to be performing at the Super Bowl and be like, "No, that's not what I was talking about game 2. I was talking about in the long run. Like Jay-Z and Nas and then, no. We gonna keep it right here."
It's not like an even playing field where the people are judging it like independent of biases. So why would he do it again? You get what I'm saying? That would just be stupid. Now, what he's considering game 2, you got to ask him.
Listen.
But I think if you're a fan,
you got to ask him. Nigga, you talk to him on a regular basis. So what does he mean by that? What do you mean by that? Drewski voice.
And you could probably reasonably understand or probably come up with what conceptually a game 2 would be. But if you're thinking that Drake is eagerly sitting at home creating bars, trying to either bait, engage, or hope that Kendrick would entertain him in another battle, that couldn't be further from the truth.
No. Yes, nigga. That's what we thought. All right. We heard the songs. We heard the jabs here and there on the 100 gigs packs. We were like, okay, let's go. Not everybody. A lot of people were saying, "Are you sure you want to engage with that little 5-foot little brother over there in the West Coast? Because he's kind of aggressive." However, a lot of us was like, "Nah, man, let's do this. Let's do it." So don't backtrack now and be like, "Nah, B, he wasn't talking about really going on another rap battle." Like, nah, cap.
You get what I'm saying?
No, I don't get what you're saying, my nigga. You've been compromised.
Now, everybody's in the chat just like, nah, this is cap. It's crazy. I shouldn't even said that then. All right, never mind. It's like,
Thank you. I'm glad that the chat holds him accountable for bullshit. Because that's just straight cap, bro. That is caparoni. You know what you said, my nigga. Let's go back to my Instagram page because a few people have responded to this since this whole chain of events have happened. Actually, a lot of people have responded. People are not happy about this shit. I'll show you. Let's go to Juvie. Because Juvie's actually. Let's go to Campers.
I love Kendrick Lamar. I love the pop up. I think he's one of the top artists of this generation, period. Hate this election. It's in New Orleans. You don't get Lil Wayne. That's what we doing?
Yeah.
Listen, you don't get Lil Wayne in New Orleans for the
Hot
Super
Boys.
Bowl. Not just Hot Boys, Cash Money. All the songs Lil Wayne's done, whether it's Blink 182, there's no reason why Lil Wayne should not be performing the Super Bowl. There's one person who's stopping this. I know, it's not really a secret. Lil Wayne had a problem with somebody before who's kind of part of the organization running it. This is payback. Who's that? Who's Lil Wayne artist?
I got to stop y'all there right there too. Because that conspiracy sounds good. That Jay-Z is blocking Lil Wayne from performing at the Super Bowl. However, and it would be nice to have Lil Wayne, I guess, for the whole New Orleans thing. But would it be that nice? Does Lil Wayne give me a memorable, and this is for the people in the comments, comment gang strong. Let me know a time that y'all seen a memorable Lil Wayne performance. Okay, a performance where he put a lot of effort into the production of the performance itself. You know, just the way that he did his lyrics on the stage, how he performed every bar on point. Give me a time, a stadium, award show, something that you guys can remember where it was like, yo, that Lil Wayne performance, though, that was standout. Please let me know. And I'm not hating because I mess with Lil Wayne. All right. But Lil Wayne has not been known to me for being one of the sickest performers out there.
Drake.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not. This is
hating at this age is crazy.
It's crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
and I just said Hot Boys because everybody.
See, these guys have their own agenda also when it comes to Jay-Z, right? Mace, once upon a time, had a beef with Jay-Z. They were having a back and forth early back in the days, and in the late 90s. They had songs going at each other or bars going at each other on songs. Cameron obviously has had his share of issues with Jay-Z from being signed to Rockefeller Records, and then from leaving Rockefeller Records and the way that he reacted to that and the songs that he made towards Jay-Z. These opinions may be a little bit biased.
Is out, BG out,
But what I'm saying is
Juvie.
you said everything right. But Lil Wayne's such a star. He could, how many songs he's done with other people, and then you bring the Hot Boys out at the end. Crazy. And listen,
right? Like, I hear what they're saying. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, they might not be completely on point with that sentiment. Okay? And here's what Juvie had to say about this too.
So everybody want me to speak on this Super Bowl situation. Look, I'm mad about the situation just like y'all, man. But, my hatred is toward the NFL. Not really the people that book the halftime show. I'm mad at the people that hired the motherfuckers that booked the halftime show. I feel like y'all should step in. Y'all done threw 11 Super Bowls in New Orleans, man. Y'all have yet to put a hip-hop artist from New Orleans on the damn Super Bowl. Sure, y'all have put artists on the Super Bowl back in the days. Al Hurt and the list goes on. Not too many. I feel like every time y'all come here, y'all should have somebody from our city on this shit. But this time it really hit hard when you don't have Lil Wayne on the show. I don't see how the fuck y'all don't have Lil Wayne doing a halftime show. Somebody that has a whole bunch of fucking hits and somebody that really deserves it and somebody that can bring out multiple artists of all genres. Think about it. So this goes to you, Roger Goodell. You need to get it right, man. You coming in our city, sucking up our cultures and making up all this money and putting all this bread in your pocket, putting all this bread in other people's pockets and leaving us dry, hanging us dry.
Dry.
Gotta stop. So everybody want me to speak on this Super Bowl situation.
So Juvie wasn't happy, but Juvie wasn't mad at the Super Bowl per se. He was more mad at Jay-Z, even though Jay-Z has a big part in making that decision. And I'm gonna go back to the poll right here because I just want to check the temperature, see how y'all feeling about this. Okay, I'm asking in the comments here, should Kendrick be performing at the Super Bowl? 58% of y'all say yes, 42% of y'all say no. I'd really like to know why y'all don't think he should be performing there. And I'm not here to be a Kendrick defender. I'm trying to be as objective as possible. All right. I don't think that Lil Wayne should be performing alone at the Super Bowl. Lil Wayne and friends would be amazing. Maybe, obviously, if Lil Wayne performs, he's going to be bringing out Nicki Minaj. He's going to be bringing out Drizzy Drake. He'll probably bring out Baby and Manny Fresh, the big timers. I don't know if we can get a complete Hot Boys reunion because I know that Turk was not with it when the last time they were trying to do a Hot Boys reunion. However, I don't think Turk would turn down doing the Super Bowl. All right. Let's go to Nicki Minaj. She wasn't really happy about this. So this is from 20 hours ago. And this is after Birdman. Birdman had some things to say too. He wasn't happy. Obviously, it's in his best interest to be able to get Lil Wayne to perform there. But let's see what he says here. Or what she says here. So, you can love and respect Kendrick and still love and respect Wayne. Even Kendrick loves and respects Wayne. Every real rapper loves and respects Wayne. Gag City DC or hashtag Gag City DC. Tonight is the night. Okay, I don't care about that part. Let's get to where she's really starting to go off. Low. They did today. If they did call me, I definitely didn't get the call. Cha. Maybe left a VM or maybe left a voicemail. You must really not know Onika Hungry Pie. This just really shows me you're really caged and have never been able to simply say and do. No, this is a whole other shit. She's been on a few rants. My bad. Cocaine's a terrible drug. Okay, here it is. God will punish you. Mark my words. The man has not only pushed his pen the hardest, but gave the game more than one hip hop icon as well as on his watch. Represent the rap game. This best rapper don't represent the rap game well enough for you. Black people, wow. If this don't hurt to hear, hurt my heart to read, it will one day. Jesus Christ. Look at how the legends keep being treated after they've given so much to us. Who are you? You God? Judgmental swine, delete? Yo, she is on one. Holy shit. She's on the fish scale, yo. Lol. You will regret tweeting this. Life is funny that way. Don't you dare turn your nose up at Lil Wayne, you dick munching bozo. Yo. She's on rant mode. Hold on. This is another good one right here. God forbid if Lil Wayne leaves the earth right now, the culture would be mourning. That's why so many people keep saying to give our legends their flowers while they're still around to smell them. Sitting around all day playing games with people's life and legacy. God ain't sleep. G. Roberson, you will learn that too. Very soon. Okay, Nikki Unleashed, fam. Watch her. So people are mad. All right, people are upset. But the thing is, Drake might have not wanted to do the Super Bowl, technically. I'll play you something from an episode of the New Rory and Mal show that I was listening, or New Rory and Mal podcast that I was listening to this morning. And they had a really good episode. They pretty much spent the bulk of their episode talking about this whole Drake and Kendrick thing, or Kendrick being in the Super Bowl. So salute to Elliot Wilson. I'll play this off of his page here.
One of the ones that eventually would have had a halftime show. Now, the sticky part about all of this is Drake has been offered this Super Bowl show for some years now and has turned it down. Probably 4 years he's been offered to perform at Super Bowl. Said no for whatever reason.
Did y'all know this? That Drake has turned down the Super Bowl 4 times now from what Mal is saying, OVO Mal.
Whatever reason, we just didn't.
Did he tell you that, or is that like a known thing?
I didn't know that.
I've never heard that either.
What? The who?
Drake.
Oh, yeah.
Said no.
Well, he has. Drake has turned down the Super Bowl a few years.
Why do you think he's turned it down? Because that's really
I don't
interesting
know.
to me.
I don't know why he would turn it down. I mean, you know, that's up to the artist, you know, their discretion. Maybe I'm on the road right now. I don't want to, like, you know, whatever reason.
Want to be able to give it the proper
Whatever reason it may be a conflict. When you talking about artists that are that big, it could be a conflict of interest somewhere, partnerships here, there. Like, you know, it is what it is. The reason why, because again, Kendrick is one of the ones that eventually would have had a halftime show. Now, the sticky part about all of this is Drake has been offered.
My bad. So he's been offered to do the Super Bowl 3-4 times, and he's turned it down 3-4 times in the last few years. Keep in mind, in the last few years, who's been running the NFL halftime show? Who's been running the cultural department or whatever that Jay-Z is in charge of? Right? So has he been turning down the Super Bowl based on just, I don't got time? Like how what Maul is saying, I'm on tour, I'm busy, I'll get you next time. Or has he been turning it down because Jay-Z runs the shit? Because by next year, from what I've been hearing from different reports, that Rock Nation is not going to be doing the halftime show next year. This is going to be the last year. Next year, they're going to be, the Super Bowl is going to be in Los Angeles. But Jay-Z's not going to be in charge. So is it a big conspiracy that we have going on here? Or is it just Kendrick was the right choice for the job? They're saying that Kendrick Lamar is supposed to have an album that's going to be dropping soon. A lot of people haven't figured out when that's going to be. But that's right around the time of the Grammys. The stars are kind of aligning. However, one thing also people got to keep in mind, Kendrick wouldn't be in this position right now if he wasn't battling Drake. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Kendrick's accolades, his status in the game already. But this level where he is right now, this high point, this buzz that he's getting all over the industry is based off of the heels of a huge battle that went down. So minus the battle, do y'all even think that Kendrick Lamar would be performing at the Super Bowl? And be honest. I'm asking you guys in the comments to be honest. All right. We don't got to be doing all of this, capping for or caping for the best, our favorite person on the team type shit. Be real honest. If Kendrick Lamar and Drake didn't have that epic battle that happened a few months ago, would he be an option for the Super Bowl? Not to say that Kendrick Lamar's not doing his thing.
Show what else you expected when the higher ups have all come together as a collective.
Wrong post.
Show what else you expected when the higher ups have all come together as a collective.
Right. So there's a lot of conspiracies that are floating around. In my opinion, as long as it's hip hop, I'm good. Okay. If Drake's been turning down the Super Bowl, then it is what it is. There's only so many times you can ask somebody to do something before you say, you know what? I'm not going to ask this nigga again. I experience this all the time. Right. I'm an introvert. There's a lot of times where I get invited to stuff or I used to get invited to stuff over the years. And I would say, yeah, I'll do my best to go. And I just wouldn't go. So after a while, niggas stop inviting you to shit. They're like, yo, Friday ain't going to go anyway. So why am I even going to invite him? This might be the case when it comes to this whole Drizzy Drake thing. They might have not even considered to have him at the Super Bowl at this point, because why? Like, you've turned it down 3 years, 4 years in a row. You got better shit to do. You never know. Maybe he'll circle back next year once Rock Nation is not in charge of this shit. Right? Because obviously, I'm not going to go through I can go through some of these videos because there's a lot of these Drake versus Jay-Z conspiracy theory videos that are going around, and I was watching Academics. He was watching a whole super breakdown video on it yesterday, and it was definitely very interesting, and they were making a lot of good points, but it makes it seem like this has been planned the whole time. You know, another thing I wanted to ask y'all about the long run, about the long game, because I feel like Kendrick has been playing the long game with this one. I think that they already predetermined who was going to be performing at the Super Bowl from last year, in my opinion. So I'm going to play. Oh, let me see what Master P says about this. So Master P writes a message to the NFL. He says, salute to Kendrick Lamar for performing at the halftime show at the Super Bowl. Well deserved. He is one of the hottest music artists in the world and has one of the biggest songs right now. As ambassador of entertainment for the city of New Orleans, I have to agree with the fans that Lil Wayne should be part of the celebration as well. He's one of the greatest hip hop artists alive, and still relevant, and he's a New Orleans native. Let's not miss the cultural moment of this in the South. Life is too short. We have to give our legends their flowers while they are here. All right. But that's not what I want to show you. I wanted to show y'all this. So I feel like it's been predetermined. And let me know if I'm wrong. I'll just play the song again. Maybe I'm crazy.
There you go. Give me one more. Ah.
Now, I know the sounds don't sound exactly the same. But, you know, salute to What's the Dirt. He did a great video on this, on Euphoria. Or what was that? 616 in LA. My bad. And it was still never deciphered what that noise was. Juicy Hamburger says reach. Rita says Friday, you're reaching like crazy right now. What, I got a reaching violation? You're hearing bear whistles being blown. Reach! Foul on the play. I'm just saying. That's the first thing that where my brain went to as soon as I heard this shit.
There you go. Give me one more. Ah.
I'm reaching. Gang, I'm reaching. I've heard a few other people try to dispel this, like, no, there's no way. What if I'm not reaching? What if I'm right? And they've been said, okay, from last year, you're going to be performing at the Super Bowl. If that's the case, then Jay-Z's not in the fault right now. Like, oh, Jay-Z tried to do this to get at Drake. No, it was predetermined. All right. And knowing, all right, hold on, I'm putting on my tinfoil hat. I should go get some tinfoil from the cupboard. All right, tinfoil hat's on. Knowing that I'm going to be performing at the Super Bowl, I'm going to plant that sound in the beginning of 616. And then when I do this commercial for the Super Bowl, voila. Yeah. Yep. DJ.
Yo, what up?
What up? What up? Who does DJ what?
Illinois, yo.
Illinois, what up, family?
No, I'm trying to get this camera to work, man. You can hear me though?
I can hear you. Am I reaching, bro?
I think you know what it is. I think it's more. You have the right idea, but I think it's more the You see when Kendrick posted that video. I don't even know if it was Kendrick, but one of the malls posted the video with the Ozempic, the T-shirt, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That more sounds like it.
What, the noise that was in the background?
Yeah.
Mm.
But if you know how the chop and screw thing goes already. If you chop and screw this sound on the 616, it sounds identical.
I'm saying it might even be like because what is that? Like a football, like it's a ball dispenser.
Yeah.
Pause. Right. When it's empty, what noise does it make when it's empty?
Just like sounds almost like a ventilator. Or
It don't sound like that?
Yeah, it sounds like that, yo. When it's just running, there's no balls going through it. Pause.
Yeah. I'm just saying. It's not listen, it might be a wild theory. Some people are gonna be like, okay, all right, Friday, calm down. All right, calm down. But I don't think it's the wildest theory, man. It's the most craziest thing.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Drake not even wanting to perform at the Super Bowl for the last 3-4 years?
He has his reasons still, and there's probably more behind it. It's probably Jay-Z influenced in a sense.
Well, he took over. Hold on, he took over in 2022.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, I don't know, it could be politics. Maybe they wanted him to do something he didn't want to do, or because there's a lot of planning behind that, right? That goes into the Super Bowl halftime shows. A lot of planning. And I think they do it like a year in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And they just pick the halftime show. They have everybody picked out or whatever. First they have to bid on the city, which is probably done like 2 years in advance, because it takes a while to do that, right? Because even the FIFA, because even when see how we're getting FIFA, we're getting the World Cup 2026 in Toronto.
Yeah. That's the next topic I'm going to be getting to.
That was in the talks for at least 2-3 years, maybe even before COVID.
Yeah.
Right? So these things are like they planned this shit ahead long time, or language again. But yeah, like I don't know. Like, maybe Drake was too busy to do it. Maybe he didn't want to. Maybe he wanted to headline and they didn't want to make him headline, and they wanted him to be with other people. Who knows what it is?
I figured it out what it is, man. Let's give a timeline of, let's say, 4 years. Okay. That he's not doing it.
Yup.
The first 2 years, we ain't messing with football.
Yeah.
Okay. Cap took a knee. We stand with Cap.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Then Jay-Z comes in 2022.
Yup.
He says we passed that. Right. But Jay and Drake got their own little thing going on. No matter what with the conspiracies, I'm going to agree that Drake and Jay have had an issue with each other for years. They've been dissing each other here and there. They obviously have some kind of mutual respect, but they've been getting at each other for years. So from 2022,
no, it's crazy. And there's songs. I think it was Pound Cake. Jay
he dissed him on Pound Cake.
He threw a shot at Drake. I didn't even catch that till last night when I was watching a blogger's video. They've been that I didn't catch that. They've been throwing subliminals on each other's tracks, like at each other for this long, bro. Like it was an eye opener when I heard about it yesterday. You know what I mean?
Never heard you never caught the line, I had something before you had braces. That was an obvious shot to me.
That was a shot, but at the time listening to the tune, I didn't know that was at him. I didn't know that was at Drizzy.
I felt when I first heard it, and this is like back in real time, I think this is like 2013 when the album dropped.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, is that towards Drake on his own song? And the youth would just allow the man to do that? But then I was like, there's no way that he would allow the man to just diss him on the track and not just cut that bar out and be like, okay, no. Or even check him on it like, bro, was he getting at me? Were you talking to me?
Shot at me type deal. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't know. I listened to all these songs. I've been taking these little jabs, yo. But they've been going for years.
I feel like the internet helped to hype that bar.
Yeah.
But at the time, like I was trying to have some plausible deniability. Like, there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because the way they're working together, it doesn't seem like it's like that.
No, but fam, how many times have you ever heard a man diss the man on the feature who invited him? You invite me to get on your feature and I diss you? That's unheard of.
Jay-Z's a snake, bro.
Jesus Christ.
He's a snake, bro. That man's like, what was it? You remember that show, G.I. Joe? That guy's Cobra Commander of snakes.
He's Cobra Commander. But you know what the problem I have with this? And this video is the one that you're talking about that people were reviewing yesterday.
Yeah.
With all due respect to Jay-Z, and I have the same admiration for Jay as a rapper over the years, like just him being the guy and just a sick businessman.
He's up there, 100%.
But these niggas was dick riding him too hard. All of them, bro. Drake, Wayne, all of them were like making him feel so hype that this is how he's treating them now, bro.
Right? But they should have learned from when he was dealing with Dame Dash, yo. Because Dame Dash was his right-hand man and he snaked him too.
What's the saying go? Treat them like a star and they'll treat you like a fan.
Right?
Right?
He even said it. There's enough times he mentioned it.
But it still has to be a little
Hold on, watch this.
competitive when you go in and lay in your verse and him going and laying his verse, because I know you trying to eat him up, you trying to eat you up.
Yeah.
Now,
Pause.
when you listen to his verse, you be like, woo, he's going in, or same thing with Jeezy's verse or Wayne's verse.
Yeah, usually when it's your album, you got to do your verse first. It's
Right.
kind of like rare that someone will send you a song and be like, get on my album.
Did you ever want to do your verse over? Like, you know what?
You know what? Actually, my verse was way harder on Light Up before.
Mhm.
And a song that I had used I had done a song,
Mhm.
and then the song was never supposed to, nothing was supposed to happen with it,
Mhm.
and it leaked.
Mhm.
And then like the bars from that song were just so hard. It was a song with Big Sean,
Mhm.
and those bars, like there were some bars on that song that fit so much better on Light Up. It made
Right.
so much more sense. And like the last night before mastering, I had to go in and switch the first like 12 bars. So on Light Up, I lost my footing a bit. Jay came and killed me on that. Jay killed me.
Like, I understand Jay deserves the accolades. He's the first $1 billion rapper, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. He's married to Beyonce. He's the guy. He set the blueprint, pun intended.
Yeah, 100%.
But bro, the way that these guys was riding him back in the early 2000s, bro. Or
They made him
2010.
feel like he was like the god, yo.
Yes. And it was the young bucks that were doing it. Bucks like him, Wayne, all of the guys who were in their age group, they were looking at Jay in such a high pedestal, while mans that were in his age group, like Jay's age group, didn't like him, bro.
Like Birdman and them Monday.
Birdman, LL Cool J had an issue with him. I think Method Man had an issue with him. Remember when he took over Def Jam for a while? All them guys who were signed had an issue with Jay.
Yeah. But then at that time, it probably was an envious thing, because they're like, yo, how's this guy moving like this? And now he's like an executive, he's capitalizing. But he even said it in, what was the song on the 444 album? What's the name of that song, man? He's talking about how he's like, oh, I'm gonna tell you how to make you buy the block or whatever. Buy the block.
Oh, the story of OJ.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been putting people on game like that from time. It's just people weren't even taking him serious. So I guess this is what he was saying in his lyrics. You know, these guys are like, well, we live by our lyrics. He's probably living by everything he said. And he's just that advanced that he took advantage of the situation and the doors that were open, as opposed to these other guys that were there. They're like, yo, they're like, yeah, I wanna be the king, I wanna be the top, but they're not doing what he's doing. Which makes, to the point where it's like he's just brown. No, I wouldn't say brown nosing, but he's like kissing ass to get to the top. He's stepping on toes. He's stepping on people just to get to the ladder, like the top of the ladder. And now it's just an envious thing.
Well, Dame's down bad, and he pushed the price down of the Rockefeller stake, and he let everybody know, like, yo, Why are you even gonna buy that? I'm gonna take it back in 7 years anyway, so don't even bother.
Yo, Jay-Z's a rock. Yo, Jay-Z's something else, man.
It's different, bro.
But no, what though? We would have never known this much information about Jay behind the scenes if this didn't happen with Kendrick and Drake. In reality,
that's true.
Because now it's like shined upon him. Because all right, so yeah, Kendrick announcing that he's going to the Super Bowl is what triggered it.
Yeah,
because in reality, yeah, they should have gave it to Wayne.
That's 100%. Facts.
And then they should have gave it. Well, I guess because and then it's down to business though, right? Like he's popping right now, Kendrick.
Hold on, I can't say that's facts. Let me take that back. I can't take that's facts. I can't say that's facts because I don't think Lil Wayne is gonna do a great performance at the Super Bowl. Maybe have him as a part of the Super Bowl, but by himself.
What would he perform? Like fireman, hustler music.
Okay, let's do that.
Officer.
And Comment Gang Strong, y'all do the same thing. What songs would Lil Wayne perform at the Super Bowl?
Those are my 3 picks right there, but he'd have to do at least 50. If he's doing it by himself, it's probably a 15-minute at least.
So what did you say? You said fireman, you said hustler music.
Yeah, Miss Officer.
Woo!
Get Money with DJ Khaled.
Okay.
A Millie
for sure. Lollipop. He's got to do Lollipop.
Lollipop. Right foot, left foot.
Right foot, left foot has to get done.
You know what I mean? So those tunes, that would be like his whole set right there.
If I would probably have to take out of your list there. Actually,
and if you want,
it would be amazing to hear Hustler's music at the Super Bowl, but I don't even think he would do that song. That's too much for the hip hop heads, bro.
You probably even put in, if you want to go commercial now, you could put Mirrors with Bruno Mars.
There's that. And he also has the song Forever with Drake.
Yeah, that too.
Right, the Eminem, the one for the LeBron soundtrack there.
Yeah, you'd have to bring him out though. That'd be he'd bring him out. That'd be a surprise appearance, like how Dre did 50 in them guys.
Right? And maybe come out and do hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Fucking right. But yo, at the Super Bowl, that would be a little bit crazy.
Yeah. I have a feeling, I don't know why I'm thinking this, but I have a feeling there's gonna be like a riot or something happening at the Super Bowl this year. Just because the way Gucci was it Gucci man? Who was it? I think it was Birdman said, "Oh, if they don't respect it, I'm gonna make them respect it." Like certain things like that. It's kind of sticky.
Birdman be talking, bro.
Yeah.
So, okay. Speaking of Birdman, I have a little clip on him and his relationship with Jigga Man.
Okay.
Got voted #1 by MTV, #1 MC. What do you make of that?
I don't think he's #1 MC.
Wow, okay.
In no kind of way. Wayne the best, he do the most, and he make the most money.
Yeah.
I don't think no nigga in the business make more money than us.
Fair enough.
And so how could you be the best if you don't make the best money, the most money? And
okay, we got to stop there, bro.
You don't do the most.
Mm-hmm.
Lyrically, come on, man, be for real, man. Can't nobody fuck with Wayne. And to me, if you're #1 and you ain't getting no money, don't mean nothing. You hear me? So, but if you're #1 and you making money, to me, who making the most money? That's #1 to me. Fuck all
that. Kind of aged badly, bro.
Yeah.
Because Jay still got more money than him, bro.
Way more.
And Jay gave Lil Wayne a loan. A lot of people are saying that Jay has an issue with Wayne.
Like that? He
helped him with his taxes, bro.
Right?
He was gonna sign Wayne to Rock Nation when when him and Baby were having issues, and maybe that's part of the problem because he kind of stepped in, and Rock Nation they do that. Like they step in and they take artists and they help them in the situations and my cat is
kind of steal them or kind of suit them from underneath their wings type deal for the original person that brought them in.
Exactly, and he tried to do that to Birdman, and Birdman wasn't having that. He's like, nah, me and my son will resolve this on our own, Wody.
Right. That's ego though. That's all ego right there.
Is it? Like, bro, like I have a contract with this nigga. Now you want to try to swoop in and take him?
It's ego and business at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's not right. But If I'm not, it's like when Pac was with Suge Knight. Nobody tried to bail. Nobody tried to bail him out. Suge Knight was the only one that bailed him out and signed him right away. Right?
Yeah, but how did that turn out?
That didn't turn out good. So that's why this might not turn out the greatest either, right?
Yeah. But Wayne has been saying he wants to perform at the Super Bowl. It's not something that he just doesn't want to do. It's just
it's accolade he wants to do. Accolade. It's one of his accolades.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe next year.
I think they'll put him on probably in San Francisco, maybe, because the Super Bowl is in San Francisco. I think 2 years from now. They'll probably put him on then. They wouldn't put him on right after it, or they'll bring him up, or Kendrick will probably feel the pressure of this, and being the guy he is, probably bring out Wayne.
I think that's what's gonna happen. I think he's gonna bring Wayne out, man.
And then Wayne will be headlining 2 years from now. Do you know there's a pattern?
Hold on. If he brings out Wayne, I don't know how much loyalty that's going to show towards the boy Drizzy Drake. So you're going to go on the stage with the ops, the man who called me a PDF file? That's what's happening?
Remember, Wayne was rocking a EXO chain too, remember? Earlier this year too, so.
That's fine.
But who knows?
But bro, there's a limit.
Feelings from Drake smashing his thing when he was in jail, but who knows? We don't know any of that, right? But if you really look at the way the Super Bowl halftime shows are too, and only like recently have they been incorporating hip hop into it
since Jay-Z took over.
Yes, it's been yes, then headliners the next year. Yes, again, then headliners the next year. So this is the headliner year this year.
Yeah.
So who's gonna be? They're gonna probably have somebody else, like a bunch of people, like 5 artists the year after this. Probably put Wayne on probably after that.
But here's the thing, and I don't know if you heard, or I don't know if you were here when I was saying this. Jay's Rock Nation's not in charge of that next year. Jay's not in charge of that next year.
They cut him off.
I think that's the cutoff. They're gonna be back onto some white shit, Taylor Swift,
so it's probably
or whatever else is going, whatever else they're gonna get into. Rascal Flats or whoever white groups.
The Swifties, Luke Combs,
Post Malone.
Bruno Mars.
Okay, like we're having a good nigga fest and that's all good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all right, you had 4 or 5 years now. Enough.
Yeah, that's what the Super Bowl's probably. That's probably what the commissioner is probably saying. He's like, all right, I gave you your time, or it could be just a contract, the amount of time you had in the contract to do it. And
you also got to remember, America's white. No matter how much black people they got in America, it's predominantly white. After a while, they're gonna be like, okay, can I get some Morgan Wallace or something, or Wagwan, like
some like country music, bro, like
Yeah, Morgan Allen. My bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's literally at the top of the chart. Sabrina Carpenter. There are other options here.
No, it'd be wild if they after contract is up with Jigga doing the hip hop stuff, if they went to like that like EDM festival type ish, bro.
You never know. Depends on what's slapping next year.
And incorporated K-pop.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question before we get off this topic, because I've been beating this topic up for like almost an hour here now. Pause.
Yeah.
Do you think that he's gonna perform Not Like Us at the Super Bowl?
I have a feeling he is, but he's gonna edit out the. I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna edit out the A minor part. I think he's just gonna do the part where he's talking about Black History, because it's Black History Month that month. I don't think he's gonna say like A minor. You're probably gonna do the They Not Like Us, They Not Like Us, and then edit it to the part where he's probably gonna start.
Once upon a time, then chains.
Yeah. I think he's gonna do that part. I don't think he's gonna go too crazy with the A minor. And if he does, it's a bold move. Because
you can't go certified lover boy, certified. You can't do that.
I don't think he's gonna go that crazy. And if he does, who knows? He probably could.
I think he's gonna crash out.
Maybe.
I think he's gonna be not allowed to do it, or they're gonna tell him he's not supposed to do it, and he's gonna Justin Timberlake the shit. He's just gonna crash out.
Take advantage of the moment.
Yeah, even if they don't ever invite him again, he's like, whatever. That's Compton. You know what I'm saying? And Down to Earth said, America is not mostly white Friday. That's cap, bro. It is.
When it
Black people make up like what, 19?
when it comes
No, just the population.
I don't know, because it's switching right now. A lot of immigrants are moving from down here down to there, but yes, it is predominantly. And then you have your urban suburban like areas too, right? And then you have the trenches.
Yeah,
it's like Toronto. It's like Canada, like Toronto. You have you're like on the outskirts. You have your like predominantly white areas, like Woodbridge and Richmond Hill and them places, they're Pickering and whatnot. Then you have Toronto, which is like urban. It's all mixed.
He's saying the Spanish population.
Yeah,
the Spanish population is crazy over there, but I think that still white people make up like 50% of America or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So look, realists are saying 70 to 75% of America is white. I don't know. I'm not even looking it up. I'm in front of a laptop. I'm not even looking it up. But like, yeah.
Because I know when I go to visit my cousins in Jersey, where he lives, it's all like Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans.
Yeah.
And then you go to Manhattan, though, it's all white people.
Yeah, and then you got to remember all of those other states that are just bare white people too. You know what I'm saying?
So you have New Jersey's all Italians, like not Jersey, but like certain parts of Jersey, there's all Italians, like Long Island and shit. You know what I mean? So it's all over it's like I just couldn't like. And at the end of the day, I've been saying it. It's Toronto's a mini New York, mini of the States basically, and it was bound to get to where it is right now, like years later. You know what I mean? Well,
yeah, but even with
but the States now is on a flip side now. You know what I mean? Where they're trying to catch up with our multiculturalism, how we're diverse over here. They're trying to do that shit over there.
Yeah, but they still want to do their white shit over there. Like,
of course.
After a while, we can't have like 5 hip hop Super Bowls or 10 hip hop Super Bowls in a row. So I just pulled up a Google stat here: 332 million people in the States. The majority, white Americans constitute the majority of the 300. 71%, man. That's a lot of white people, man.
Yeah. So you weren't wrong about what you said at all. 100%. You were right.
They're gonna want to hear some Taylor Swift after a while.
Or Motorhead or some Taylor Swift, Motorhead. Luke Combs.
Like Kendrick is saying, you not like us. He's not just only talking to Drake and Canada. He's talking to the whites.
He's talking to everybody.
There's gonna be a bunch of people at the game like, so we're not like him neither. So why are we here? Why are we here watching you perform then if you're not like us?
Right.
If we're not like you.
If we're not like you. Yeah. Some people will take it like that.
I would think so.
It's a perfect football moment though, because even it's like a practice. That's like a practice team, like a team practice, motivational game tune, man.
I guess if you're into music about PDF files and shit.
No, I mean like just the chorus. I don't even care about the rest of the lyrics. But like as a man that likes football or a man that's played football, like I used to play football. That's something I would train to. Not taking in, not because of how he's saying PDF file thing, ray, just the chorus. Yeah,
it's perfect, but it's still in a song where the man is calling a man a certified PDF, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's accusing people of their mans in the team of shit. Like, and listen, don't get me wrong. The song is a bop. I think the song's a bop too, but it's a bop that's having accusations in it, and he's saying some wild shit. I wouldn't expect Family Matters to be the Super Bowl song neither.
No, hello.
The man's talking about Kendrick beating his wife.
Man said Kendrick just opened his mouth. Somebody handed him a Grammy right now.
Yes, that's not acceptable for the Super Bowl neither.
Super Bowl, because there's kids there too, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
what are we just moving the goalpost?
But Friday, remember we had this talk before too. We're like, yo, it's there's kids singing out the tune there. And
I was saying that's wrong.
Yeah, I know it's wrong. We were saying that's what I'm saying. We had this talk before. It was wrong. It's not right for them to be. It's portraying a bad image for people in general. But then look at the culture now, anyways, right? People are more. There's people sensitive to certain things, and then there's people sensitive to not certain other things that they're not going to be sensitive to. Because this is a song, they're not gonna realize what they're saying at the moment because it's hype, right?
Yeah.
It's just like being at a concert. Remember when I still don't to this day don't think there was they did that DJ, I think it was Screw. When he went to, they said he went to history. I still to this day think it was Montreal, but nobody thought Toronto would be singing it. They're saying that that's in history. And look what happened. People in history were singing it out loud. So
yeah,
basically expect the unexpected, man, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because anything can happen. Even though the messages are wrong, it's portrayed as like a negative situation, and it's not supposed to be something that you should be singing or even like replaying over and over again and praising and making like a big deal out of it like it is. But it's what it is, man. It's almost like when we say sex sells, right?
Yeah.
The same thing. Violence is almost like sex in a sense, and it's selling.
False accusation sells too, I guess,
Yeah,
right?
lies, whatever a narrative is that people can believe. Like if you make it believable and it sticks, then I guess that's what's working right now.
Yeah, I think if the NFL allows him to play the song without any kind of controversy,
yeah,
then that's a bad look on them.
On the NFL, 100%.
If he does the whole song and they didn't know it was gonna happen, like they put out a statement later, like, you know, we were advised he was only gonna do the chorus, and then all of a sudden he's all there talking about certified lover boy,
yeah.
And then he did the A minor part and everything and all that. Like,
what? So let me ask you this: what songs do you think he's gonna perform there? I think he's gonna do Money Trees, King Kunta. Not Like Us for sure. Like That.
He's gonna do the song with SZA.
SZA, yeah.
Right, from the Black Panther soundtrack.
What's it called? Stars? Something Stars.
Yeah, All the Stars.
All the Stars. Yeah, 100% he's doing that one.
All right. Bring out SZA. He'll probably bring out Dr. Dre.
Yeah, because he'll probably bring out Dre like how he did for the concert, the Pop-O concert. Make him start off the thing.
Yeah, he probably a lot of the songs that he did in the pop out, he'll probably redo over at the
Super Bowl.
At the Super Bowl. Because the songs that he did at the pop out before Not Like Us, he performed a lot of his classics. You know what I'm saying? He's obviously gonna perform yeah. I am dog.
Oh damn! Be humble.
Be humble for sure. Be humble.
You think he'll bring out Schoolboy?
For Schoolboy shit, or just for a song with Schoolboy?
For a song with Schoolboy, Collard Greens.
Yeah, they could do Collard Greens. It's just weird because now that like we're like thinking about the lineup of songs that he would do, it's literally the pop out show all over again.
Yeah, just on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
It's in another arena, but the thing is, it's not the vicinity is different, but the air, like the venue isn't, because it's another arena.
Yeah.
But it's a bigger arena, a little bit bigger. But the only thing different is that it's like 300 million people watching. It's not like 100,000.
And like even like I was thinking, okay, bring out Snoop Dogg, but then a lot of those guys were already brought out 2 years ago when for the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I don't know. It's gonna be a repeat of a lot of shit. Like, it's kind of underwhelming when I think about it. So they better really like impress us.
Yeah.
But listen, I want to get off of this Kendrick Lamar shit, right? Because we've been killing this topic for an hour. But I want to get your opinions on this before I move on and onto some other topics.
Okay.
Because I know you're an old school head.
They're performing at a train station. Tommy Hilfiger store.
So these guys are performing on the Staten Island Ferry, bro, for the Tommy Hilfiger fashion show or something like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is taking it to the next level, bro. Wu-Tang Clan is able to still catch a bag in all different kinds of ways, bro.
No, who set the trend for this, I think?
Who?
I think the Locks, yo.
Talk to me. Why?
The Locks did they did an in-store show. Remember? They did an in-store, you know what I mean? So they kind of brought it back. So now Wu-Tang's coming back. Method Man and Redman, they coming back. Well, Redman's been spitting Liqour bars here and there, but at the end of the day, I think the Locks started that. But there's nothing wrong with it. I feel like they should do that because they're still a group. People still like them. It's like when they come down, it's like Raekwon and them guys coming down here every so often and doing a show, you know?
Yeah. You know they got a good bag because Method Man is involved.
Yeah, 100%.
Anytime you see Method Man actually do a show with the Wu-Tang Clan,
yeah,
the bag has to be good.
That's be a big bag, yeah. 100%.
Because Wu-Tang Clan does bare performances, and enough times when they come out to perform, look,
there's like 9 of them. 7, 8 of them.
Huh?
There's like 8 members and 8 to 12 members of the group, not including ODB, RIP ODB, but this is what Raekwon, the RZA, Jizza, Inspector Deck, You God, Ghostface. That's 7, 8 people right there.
Yeah, but enough times they'll come to a show or they'll do a show or they'll do a performance on the TV show or something.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, yo, where's Method Man? You know what I'm saying? Method Man's on some TV set somewhere. He's too busy. The bag wasn't big enough. He's like, you're only doing 10K? I'm getting about 50K to go do this over here. You know what I'm saying?
He's too busy with power, yo.
Yeah.
50's paying him nice.
And him and him and Red can go do a tour on their own and get a bigger bag than him having to split that like 9 ways,
yeah.
10 ways. You know what I'm saying? Even if you look at this right here, there's only 3 of them on this on here. Who is that? Meth, Raekwon, and is that Ghostface?
Ghostface, Raekwon. Who's that? Meth.
I think this is Ghost. It might be Capadonna.
Yeah, could be.
Right?
Yeah.
But I heard Deck's verse, right?
Yeah. You ready? Yo,
is that Ghostface?
Yeah, that is Ghost.
So these guys,
they're probably just trying to make a little change on the side, bro. And but yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it.
I don't see nothing wrong neither, but I could see who they picked though.
They say, yo, you 3 go do this show right now. We gotta. Well, yo, RZA's. Remember, have you watched the sitcom show, the TV show?
No, I never watched it, man.
So RZA's basically the one that's booking everybody, getting everybody bookings and shit on top of the label exec. But he doesn't get a label till he doesn't get signed with a label till they're late. But when they're doing all those shows and stuff, he was the one that was planning everything, right?
To this day, though,
I don't know about to this day, but
right? I don't think you got the. I don't think you guys got the call for the Tommy Hilfiger fashion show. Unfortunately. And Ray always finds his way into anything that's going on where there's a bag involved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
But I think they made the right choices right there.
Yeah, why not, man? Like, you guys are rappers. You guys you're probably doing music still or making royalties off your money off your music, right? Why not go do a 1-2 show here and there? The same way they're doing it down here. Like I said, Raekwon comes down here every so often. I think he has a label down here.
He has a store down here, bro.
Store down here, yeah.
So, right in Regent Park, bro.
See, so it's like that.
Yeah, man. Salute to the
He probably told them man to say, yo, hold it down for us in Staten Island, yo, and do 1-2 shows.
Yo, Ray does not put down any bags, bro. The man picks up every bag that he sees, bro.
Yeah.
But yo, listen, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna move on with some topics here. Big salute to you.
Done.
And yo, salute to you for popping out at the live show event that we did, bro.
Done already, bro. I had to support, you know.
Yeah, man, that was a legendary night, bro.
Yeah, it was. I had fun still.
Yeah, man. But yo, if you have anything to plug, let the people know before you go.
Nah, not really. I'm just here chilling. Nothing to plug, bro. Just
Okay.
came to throw my opinions on the thing. I seen the notification pop up, so that's why I came on, right?
Okay.
That's probably why
strong.
I guess that's why the camera's not working because I had it open at the same time on Twitch. And then I came into the streaming at the same time. So that's probably why the camera isn't working. But it is what it is.
Okay.
But salute, bro. Salute to you, man.
Salute to you, brother.
Is this 501? 502?
Oh no, I put out 502 on Monday. The live show, the live broadcast are just there's no numbers on those, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Those are just drops, bro. We just drop more content.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Waiting for you to hit 1,000 still, yo.
Soon forward.
All right, man.
All right, brother.
I'm gonna watch from the chat still.
All right, done no, brother.
Done no. Salute.
Salute. Hold on a second.
What's going on, bro?
What's popping, brother?
Bro, I've been trying to find this link for a while because I was in the gym earlier and I couldn't find the link. A couple girls that want to come on the chat and shout to you, you know what I mean?
What's up with the camera? The camera not working. Well, you're not able to see that right now, but the camera's not working, bro.
Oh shoot! No worry, you guys don't need to see.
I think it might be something on my
You
side.
can hear me? That's fine.
Yeah. Yes. I can hear you, so that's what's up. What's popping with you, brother?
But I'm outside, bro, in the streets, in the city, you know what I mean? And bro, they're trying to do Tory dirty out here, Cody.
Yeah. I'm about to actually get into that just now, man.
They twisting up Tory out here, bro. I don't even. You saw the letter he posted.
Yeah. I posted it up on my Instagram page. Let me pull it up right here. Let me pull up the thing here. So, the rumors are true. The prison tape will be discontinued until further notice. However, I think it's important to my fans to know the truth about the crooked ass shit that's really going on here. My cell was not raided and trashed because I learned how to record myself in prison or because I created the prison tapes. I was shut down because of the higher ups, and that's with quotation marks, okay? Figured out what I was really doing in the prison with the prison tapes and how many inmates were being helped in a life-changing way because of them. Since the first day I was incarcerated, all I've seen is Black and other minorities receive the most cruel, illegal, and unfair punishment / treatment. For so many nights, I've asked God to reveal his purpose in making me go through this ills and in the prisons of the prison system. I was later shown that purpose. I was placed in jail to suffer, to feel, and to witness witness firsthand the pain and oppression being inflicted upon the young Black and brown men and women of my generation. I knew I had to change this injustice. So I made a plan, and when I got to prison, I would figure out a way to change. I would figure out a way to record music and put all of the proceeds towards the legal representation of fellow inmates, giving them a once in a lifetime chance to go home to their families and appeal on resentencing. Although the higher ups have stopped the prison tapes temporarily, they are too late to stop the overall plan. Since the month of July, I've afforded legal representation to 472 inmates and actively reopened 476 cases. With the help of the legal Unite the People, so many inmates will be returned to their families and loved ones. I'm naming this the Hands to God Project. Lastly, they know I'm a threat and don't want me to say what I'm doing. So anything that happens to me, just know I went out in a blaze of glory, trying to revolutionize the end of the mass incarceration era of our people. Jesus Christ, Tory Lanez is on fire right now. Holy.
That's a Malcolm X type, Marcus Garvey type.
Yo, they got to put Tory Lanez in the barbershops now, bro. Holy.
Bro, as I said, I'm in the gym because I just came from the gym. And one of my brethren who's a big Tory Lanez fan, right? He saw the letter and then he had one of our girls read it. And when I say one of the girls is reading it, bro, bro.
Yeah, they're doing them
You know
dirty.
you know when a girl reading and you can tell she wants to cry at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I was at the supermarket and I was chatting to one of my brethren. He's big in the entertainment space. He's like, yo, bro, this hip hop thing looking spooky these days, bro. And even I don't want to put it in the air, but my brethren is kind of scared now because he's feeling this type of tension.
Mm.
Something about to bust like in the next year. Like somebody, I'm not even gonna say. I don't want to. I
Don't
want to
even
put.
put it in the air if it's that negative, bro.
Yeah, I don't even want to say it. But he was like, yo, Josh, I'm kind of nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
I will say this though. Him saying this whole thing about the blaze of glory and stuff like that, which I don't like them type of talks. It's like something. It's like he knows something that we don't know.
Yep.
Like somebody's out to get him, and I don't want to compare him anyway to Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, so let's not do that.
Nope, we're not doing that.
But when they killed him or when he died, right, quote unquote, you can't. I'm doing the quote unquote fingers, right? When he died, he already told people if I die or whatever. I don't know who said it. Maybe not him, but somebody said if I die, you know what I'm saying?
Because of so and so and so. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not because I killed myself.
No, you remember when academic Meet Me was threatening acts?
Yeah, I remember that. Man's internet went out. His internet went out. Yo. Yo, gang, y'all got to stop, man. Stop it, man. I see what y'all are saying on the screen right here. Stop it, bro. I didn't mean to make that comparison. Okay? Stop it, man. Tory Epstein, don't, man. Don't do that, bro. Jeffrey Lane. Yo, stop, man. Don't do that, man. It was just like a comparison, like, but not a comparison of crimes, obviously. Damn. I gotta watch what I say. But a nigga saying something though. He's like, bro, if something happens to me, Rock Nation. Where's this? I wonder if his dad still has that post up. Sunstar. Official Sunstar.
Listen, you. Yes, you.
Right. He was saying this from time. Hold on, I'll find it. I'm gonna go up on YouTube. I'll find that shit. Because the man was saying, bro, Rock Nation. Okay, when Tory's talking about the powers that be, and he put in quotation, the powers that be. Right? Tory Lanez dad speaks on Jay-Z. Jay-Z, Rock Nation.
You want to know exactly how I'm feeling? Yes, sir. I just stood here in this Los Angeles County and witnessed the worst miscarriage of justice that this world has ever seen. Yes. You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I got some names that I want to call.
Talk the thing, man.
Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z. Yes.
Jeez, the ether, that shit that make your soul burn slow.
Yes. You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it.
To this day, God damn. This is what they're doing to the boy Tory. To this day. Now, one of the things that I didn't know, because I didn't read this before going live. I just posted it and I was like, all right, away we go. We got action. 476 cases reopened. Sick, man. 472 inmates got representation. I gotta say, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And not to say that I'm completely wrong. Let's not do that. I'm not completely wrong. But I can take an L when I a partial L. I'll do that. I'll take a partial L. Because I was saying that none of these songs are from jail. There's no way that any of these songs are from jail. Come on, broski. The song sound too sweet, Virgin. There's no way. You go to my clips. Where are the clips? Right here.
We love hip hop.
Music topics here, or, bro, this is from jail, man. Bro, how is this from jail?
Whoever makes this his vocals is goated.
These songs are fire. Have you all been like listening to the drops that he's putting on his Instagram page?
Yeah.
There's not been a song that I listen to anytime I do the slide post. There's not one where I'm like, this is trash. Like all of the songs are fire. Like Tory Lanez, I don't think gets talked about enough for how good his music is.
Very good. It's so consistently good, and
So I was wrong. I'm okay being wrong, especially when it comes to good music. I guess a lot of that stuff that he's been releasing lately has been coming directly from the cell. As far as what people are thinking of him getting busted, I don't think people understand maybe where he got busted. Because I think people think that he's recording directly in his cell. And that's not what the case is. And at least this is what I think. I don't know for sure, but I don't think he's recording in his cell. I don't think he has like a little like music setup right there in his cell in the corner right by the sink and the toilet. Right? I don't think that's how it works. I think they probably had a room that they were able to record in, right? Like a little rec room, or there was a room that was used for other things, and they were like, okay, you guys can set up a little recording rig in there. However, just make sure to not get in trouble. And they got in trouble, and then they had to raid the room. 1 second.
Yeah, sorry about that, bro. I got a call, and we're crazy rain just fall a while ago, so sorry about that.
No worries, brother.
Yeah. Nah, bro, like, it's crazy, bro, and I don't know, bro, like, yo, man, at least Tory put it out there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just telling the people them about how he is reopened cases for 472 inmates right now with this with the proceeds that he made from the tape or from the songs, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think that him getting raided, like, where do you think that his recording setup is? Just so I can get the opinions of just people who are on the outside, right? Where do you think that he had his recording setup?
All right, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of the songs were already made before he went to jail. Some of them. I think, what's that room they call it again? Where a visitor can meet. What's the word?
Like a waiting room?
Yeah. I feel like one of his engineers met him on the other side and he just recorded through the mic. You know what I mean? I'm just imagining right now. That's all I can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what I was explaining to the audience here is they probably had like a room, like a rec room inside, like where the inmates all had access to, right?
No, but all right, here's another thing. I think Tory had a... You saw the story of Vibes Carlton and how he made the song, right?
No.
There was an interview. Carter did an interview just a week or two ago.
Okay.
And he explained that he used his phone and recorded some of his songs from jail and sent it to his engineer.
Mm.
And
So-
how he did it was he had the bed behind his head so he could protect the sound. You know what I mean? So I think Tory's probably using the phone and sending it to the engineer.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up right now. I'm gonna pull it up right now. I got it. It's on TMZ.
No, it's not I don't think it was on the TMZ one. Type in what's the one with Rosenberg and Peter Rosenberg and his
Oh,
guy,
yeah. Vibes Cartel first interview after 13 years in prison.
Yeah,
One
that
Epstein
one.
life or one Epstein for life. So,
that one. Yeah, that one.
Hey, good morning. A separate, yeah, exactly.
Right here.
So the beat wasn't really that hard because technology made it easier. I used to record on the iPhone.
Jesus.
On the iPhone 6. Yeah, because it has a
iPhone 6?
Yes.
Amazing. Not the 6, the 5 Plus. Or the 5
Plus?
That's even worse.
That's crazy.
What's it? Or the 5S, something like that. But it has an amazing sound quality. Yeah, so
I didn't remember what those
Fever,
looked
all those
like.
songs were recorded on that little iPhone.
He recorded Fever on that?
With
a mic? You got a mic attached to it?
No mic. I had to DJ directly into the iPhone.
Straight into the phone?
Yeah, but I used my on the bunk. They gave you a mattress, right? So I used the mattress to imitate the padding in the studio. So I had the phone like 3 feet away from my face, and I wrapped the mattress around my head and recorded. It was crazy, man. On my knees too.
And you had the beat.
It was crazy, bro.
You had the beat in the headphones?
Yes, I had the beat in a separate. Yeah, exactly. So the beat was in the headphones in a separate phone, and the iPhone or on my iPad, and then I record directly into the iPhone.
Yo, that is the epitome of if there's a will, there is a way. Jeez.
There is a way. So this is why I think Tory either or doing the same thing or he's found a way to snuck his technology in there and his recording and send it to his engineer. And you know what I mean? Like something happened. So
Technically, that's illegal though.
it is.
You're not supposed to have no cell phones in jail.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that. Didn't know that. That part I didn't know. You know what?
Yeah. You're not supposed to have a cell phone in jail. So however he got the cell phone, it was probably snuck in either through a visit or a guard.
Yeah, nah, Bill. So that's what I think. So I think that's how it happened, Bill. So
Yeah, I gotta disagree when it comes to Tory Lanez.
But
I don't think that he was recording them in a cell phone. I think that because he's in a state prison, they were able to get a little room and set up a little studio in there.
Okay.
And then they lost their privileges.
Even better. Because I don't know if you realize in his statement he said the prison tape is discontinued for now. So I'm assuming, I don't know, bro. All I'm saying is free Tory, bro. Or save Tory.
Yeah, no, for real though. At the same time, with that whole shit too, he said the prison mixtapes discontinued. Doesn't mean he's gonna stop putting on music.
That's the thing I'm saying. Like I don't know. Academic said it the other day. Tory literally have about 15 albums put aside.
That wasn't that was me.
No, I know you said it, but I think I said it too, or I guess he got it from you or somebody. You know what I mean?
Maybe got it from the same source, but I don't think so.
Okay. The point being is, Tory have music put aside, and this man could sleep for the rest of his life, and music can still drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if he has 15 pre-recorded mixtapes, and it depends on what he wants to release from them, because some of them. He might not want to release all the songs from them. Some of the songs might be whack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So, point is, he has music put aside. Tory can still drop. And I do agree because I think you and Dusty Wallace and Zar were saying it the other day. There's a high chance he ain't really recording in prison. He's just dropping this shit. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
That's what it is, bro. Yeah, man. And then just one last topic before I let you go, because I know you want to carry on with your show. Bro, it's in New Orleans, man. Let Weezy run that shit. That's
You
New
think Weezy
Orleans.
should be? You think Lil Wayne should be performing?
Yeah, man, that's New Orleans, bro. It's New Orleans, bro. It's New Orleans, bro. They don't. It's not often Wayne is gonna get a chance like that, and I agree. I have heard that Lil Wayne is not the greatest performer,
He's
but I'm
not. With all
again,
due respect,
but again, Friday, we just said when there's a will, there is a way. I'm
there is a
so
way.
sure Wayne will be so amped up and be like, you know what? I'm gonna make sure I give them the best possible performance in my home city or New Orleans. You know what I mean?
No
So
cup for that performance. You got to put the styrofoam cup down that performance, bro.
you see what I mean? You see what I mean?
Mm.
So yeah, I do think Wayne should have gotten it. And look, I'm a Drake fan. As they call me out here, OVO Yardy. You know what I mean?
OVO Yardy. That's what I'm gonna start calling you, Josh. OVO Yardy. Holy.
You don't say. You know what I mean? The funny part is I live in an area where the code name is Six. So you know what I mean? I'm really from the Six. You know what I'm
Oh, you're from
saying?
the 6, huh?
But my point is, look, I'm a Drake fan, but I'm not one of the delusional ones.
Mm.
Like Kendrick is on a yo, bro. Kendrick on the kind of run that any rapper, any legendary rapper would dream about. You know what I mean? This is Drake's worst nightmare, and this is Kendrick's greatest dream coming to all happening in parallel. You know what I mean?
I
And
don't know about the worst nightmare part. You might have to slow down on that part there.
well, I mean I say worst nightmare, but it's like it's not what you want right now. You know what I mean? We never know. Drake may have a plan. The king, Drake might have something put up in the tuck and just be like, you know what? I'm gonna hold this one for a year later and just let's drop that shit a year later. You know what I mean?
No, for
But
sure, for sure.
but no, we can't deny the fact that look, Kendrick's on a run, and it's hard to accept. I must admit, it's hard for me to accept.
Just gotta let him eat, bro. Everybody gets a chance, bro. Every dog has his day. I don't think that it's like it's not even out of character. And this is coming from the OVO lawyer. It's not out of character for Kendrick to be getting big opportunities. He's Kendrick Lamar. He's not Kendrick Lamar who battled Drake. He's still Kendrick Lamar.
Exactly, and it's like, look, I know. Also, and I'm talking to the Drake fans here. I know we want Drizzy to be the man, and he's been the man for the last 15 years. Sometimes when you've been the king, you gotta learn how to take a loss and just brush and move forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, LeBron has lost championship finals before. Kobe Bryant has lost. I think he's lost one. I think Kobe has lost a few championship finals before. You know, like the best of the best have lost huge occasions before. It happens to the best of us, and I think us as Drake fans, we just kind of like have to be like, you know, man, we didn't get to shine in the sun, but we'll come back one day and have our moments again. You know what I mean?
That's facts.
That's just how it has to go, and also to the Drake fans, yo, Drake's still gonna put out good music. For now, we should just enjoy the music he gives us, embrace it, and you never know. Round 2 might still just happen out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
That's from the words of OVO Yardy himself. You know what I'm saying?
It may not mean nothing to y'all.
Yo, Friday, I literally said that today, bro. I literally said that today. But yo, I'm gonna let you carry on with your show because you know if you keep me on, you ain't getting nobody else on the show. You get what I'm saying?
All right, brother.
But before I leave, it's crazy how that first person shooter really was the one that kicked off everything.
Yeah, that aged like milk.
That's crazy, Friday. That's actually crazy. Like.
And
I didn't even, I didn't even think of it as a diss track. Like I didn't. It never felt like a diss track. Like it didn't.
Nah, fam, it wasn't a diss, bro. Niggas was trying to get him on the song, and he refused. And he said, "F the big three, yo. It's just big me." Nigga, bam.
Yo, Friday, carry on with your show, man. And to all y'all, have a good time. Stay safe. It's love and good vibes. You know what I mean?
All right, brother.
So, over here, Yardy out here signing out. You don't say.
You done know, brother. Big salute to OVO Yardy. That's a new name for ya. You can hear that? You can hear the sound effects right there? I'm trying to get my sound effects on. Anyhow, we'll stay on the same vein here because or pause. We'll stay on the same track here. The boy Drizzy Drake, and I hope that I don't get any copyrights for this because I got one on my Instagram page. He did make an announcement at the same time. If I'm not mistaken, it was the same night that the Super Bowl announcement was made. Yeah, it was. It was. Because this is the Super Bowl announcement here. Okay. And I asked the question, who should be doing the Super Bowl? That's what I'm going to do, actually. Let's do this before I move on to this Drake story. Because he's going to be the ambassador for the World Cup 2026. I asked the question, should Kendrick Lamar be performing at the Super Bowl? 57% says yes, 43% says no. So it's a very tight race when it comes to that. I'm going to ask a different question, still on the same topic. Who should perform at the Super Bowl? Okay. I'll ask Kendrick or Lil Tunchi. Bang. No pun intended. Now, let's get to this post here. And like I said, once again, I really, really, really hope that the World Cup organization doesn't give me a copyright on this. I'll just cut it out. Feel free to visit Canada. It's a great place to come. You know what I'm saying? It's safer. They call it even when you come to Toronto, they call it like a cleaner New York. Just saying. We'll be ready. This guy's a class act.
We are 26.
This guy's a class act. All right. Yeah. One up. Just a little bit. What's bigger, the Super Bowl or the FIFA World Cup? I'm just asking for a friend. Okay, Common Gang Strong. What's a bigger event? The Super Bowl or the FIFA World Cup? Be honest. Oh, man. And y'all gonna be like, look at these guys, these Drake fans, they're coping. Oh my God. Oh my God. Isn't football, soccer, like the biggest sport in the world? I'm just asking. Is it not the biggest sport in the whole world? The football. Let me see if I can pull up an article on this. Let me pull up some shit. I'll show y'all what I'm looking at here. We'll find some stuff on this. All right? Don't just say Super Bowl just because y'all like football. Because there's a different football. Let's go to Complex. So Drake talks up Toronto ahead of the FIFA World Cup 2026. It's going to be beautiful. Let's make this a little bit bigger on the screen here. So, hold on. Let me make sure y'all can see that proper. I can see that. Good. Okay, so the FIFA World Cup of soccer is coming to Canada in 2026 alongside United States and Mexico. And count Drake among fans excited to see the World Cup's best come to the hometown of Toronto. In an interview with the FIFA president, Gianni Infantino, at a scheduled announcement over the weekend, the Six God talked up Toronto, which will be hosting the first match of the tourney in June 12 of 2026. We're not going to go over what he said. We already heard that part. So I want to actually check some statistics here. Maybe I can do a Google thing, a Google question. Bigger sport. And it don't mean nothing. I'm not just saying anything. Like, it doesn't mean nothing, but American football or soccer. Okay, so here's some statistics here. The last World Cup final was watched by over, what's this number here? 101 billion. Sorry, what is this friggin' number? Jesus Christ. 1.1 billion viewers. Jesus Christ. Soccer is just a bit bigger than American football. Jesus Christ. 1.1 billion people watch that shit? And don't get me wrong, I don't even like soccer like that. I'm not a soccer fan. All right? I used to play soccer when I was a kid, but that's the limit where I go. Other than that, like, I think the matches are too long. There's not enough points being scored. But that's just me. I know riots happen at soccer matches because they're so important culturally to each country that's involved. Okay? Each time that shit happens, it's like 3 Super Bowls. Let's do a statistic. People who watched the Super Bowl. Let's do last year in 2024, or the one that happened early this year. So it had 123.7 million average viewers. Not to say that football is, nothing to write home about or anything like that. Football is the shit. Like, American football I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the other football. But facts are facts. Like 123 million in comparison to, what was the number? 1.1 billion. That's a little crazy. So I say all that to say, everybody's doing stuff. Everybody's busy. Everybody's booked. It's not a one-up contest. All right, you do the Super Bowl. I'll deal with the World Cup stuff. We're not doing that. It's not a competition of who's doing bigger shit. Maybe this is what Ack was talking about with the round 2. He's like, look, you do the Super Bowl, I'll deal with the World Cup. Round 2, fight. Maybe. What are you saying here? Merlin Byron says, but it's the opening, but is the opening ceremony in Canada? Gonna be here in Toronto. From what I'm seeing here. Kendrick Lamar is accusing Drake of being a colonizer, but ran to the NFL full of old white men. Salute to peace, love. Hold on, let's leave that one on the screen. Let that one marinate for a second. Let that one breathe for a second. Jesus Christ. That's kind of fact still. I'm not gonna lie. You kind of ran to the old white men still. Because is Kendrick past kneeling? I don't want to circle back to that old topic there, but is Kendrick past kneeling? Because Jay-Z said we past kneeling, bro. We past kneeling. We past that. I know that, that happened, yeah, but what are we going to do about it? That's the best Jay-Z impression I could do. I'm sorry. But listen, I just wanted to put it out there into the universe. Okay. Salute to Drizzy Drake. Again, like I said, it's not a one-up contest. It's not who's doing better, who's got bigger accolades, blah, blah, whose car's nicer, blah, blah. Right? It's not even about the battle at this point. Niggas have moved on. That shit is old. That's old shit. Okay? This is, we're on to other shit. This has nothing to do with the battle. All right? No matter what, even if it was posted on the same day, the announcements happened on the same day, this is just purely coincidence and has nothing to do with the Kendrick Lamar and Drake battle. All right? This is not part of the round 2, game 2, none of that stuff. All right? Just purely coincidence. Matter of fact, that's what I'm going to call this segment. Purely coincidence. Has nothing to do with each other. All right, gang? That's where we're going to go with. Let's move on. Nothing to see here. I want to go local for a quick second. The liquor stores have been taking a hit, I think, because they've now allowed alcohol to be sold in stores here in Canada. I've been watching the news lately. Well, I watch the news every day. Let me take some stuff here. Let me pull up some stuff. So alcohol is now available in not every store. Basically, you have to apply for a license to have alcohol in your store. But let me take a look here. Available Toronto. Okay, there we go. And this is just inactive, maybe 5 days ago they started doing this. I don't know how this is going to work out because Toronto has not been getting any easier. The streets have been getting no safer. I haven't seen any of the drug problems getting addressed. There's more and more people getting strung out on Fenty, all types of stuff. So I just don't see how saying, hey, if you want to, just go to any corner store and go grab yourself a beer. No problem. So let's see. I'll pull up something courtesy of City.
Despite the push to make sure alcohol was available in corner stores as of today, it's still not all that convenient for people to pick up their favorite drinks. There are quite a few licenses that have been approved, but not all mom and pop shops like this one on King Street are ready to serve.
By law, we keep the sign here, and we keep all the stuff here.
Getting stocked up is the next step for John Wang and his store. For now, the fridges are empty, but everything else is in order, including a new license on the wall behind the cash.
We prepared. I know that suppose we start today, but we're not ready yet. So, about 2 weeks, we are going to start carrying the beer and wine and the spirit.
Other convenience stores may have started putting the beer, wine, cider, and premixed drinks on display, but haven't yet figured out pricing, for example, while others have signs posted in the windows and were ready to welcome customers first thing this morning.
I mean, for me, it was convenient, rather than having to go to the LCBO over at Yonge and Wellesley. So for that purpose, I would use it for convenience. I don't know how often I would use it.
No disrespect, broski. He might be part of the Breakfast Club. And I'm not talking about Charlemagne and Envy and Just Hilarious. There's a whole different Breakfast Club I'm talking about.
Is it though?
By day one, the Alcohol and Gaming Commission of Ontario had approved 4,220 convenience store licenses, including more than 300 in Toronto.
We got the notification that we can start the selling of the alcohol beverages from the 5th of September. So we just restocked some of the stuff and we're going to sell it today.
But the stores...
Jesus Christ. I'm just thinking of all of the infinite possibilities that are going to happen right now. Oh. Like, he's happy, but I used to take 2-4s right out of the corner store. I'm just trying to think like how a criminal would think. Now you can just go into this to the corner store and go grab the beer. Yeah. It might get spooky out there. For example, I did mention the Breakfast Club. And again, I'm not talking about Charlemagne the God, DJ Envy, and Laura LaRosa. I'm talking about the Breakfast Club that hangs out in front of the beer store, 9 a.m. They're in front of the liquor store, 9 a.m. Is it 9 a.m. when it opens? I haven't drank in, 13, 14 years or whatever. When I used to drink, I wasn't part of the Breakfast Club. I was aware of them because I had friends, being an alcoholic, had friends that worked in the beer store. There was a once upon a time that I used to be able to go to the beer store by Wellesley and Parliament and go hang out in the fridge with the homie who was working at the beer store. And we drink. He would let me stay there and drink beers for free, as long as I drink them at the beer store. So I'd go into the back of the fridge with the homie, and we just sit on the stacks of 2-4s over there, sit on a stack of 2-4s and just freezing as a mofo. Just drinking and yucking it up. Right? But it was free beer. But he's the one who told me about the Breakfast Club. He's like, yo, bro, that guy in the line right there, he gives us problems all the time. He's part of the Breakfast Club. And I said, the Breakfast Club? What's the Breakfast Club? He said, these are the guys who are there in a lineup right outside of the liquor store when it opens. I said, well, goddamn, that's a thing? And then once he told me that, and I'm driving around the city, let's say in the morning times, and somebody, y'all just gave me the information right here, it's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So let's say I'm driving around the city in those times, and I drive past liquor stores, drive past beer stores. You see a little lineup. Let's say it's like 9:45. It's a little lineup. Oh, okay. Then it started to ring to me as I would start seeing those little lineups from place to place. Oh, that's what he was talking about, the Breakfast Club. They're just lining up in front of the liquor store, lining up in front of the beer store. So now, I don't know how this is going to work, because mans could just go into the corner store. I'm sure they're going to have the same type of rules that they have in Montreal. In Montreal, the beer, let's say the corner store opens at 7 a.m. You're not going to be able to buy beer until, well, actually in Montreal, I think you can buy beer from whenever the shit opens. So maybe you can just go walk into a corner store at this point now in Toronto or anywhere in Ontario at 7 a.m. and go buy yourself a beer. I know in Montreal at 11 o'clock or 11 p.m. is when the fridge closes. Is that the same over here? DJ Illinois is saying Friday. You're right. A disgruntled customer might snap because they can't get to the alcohol at 10:59 p.m. and just ransack the fridge. Facts. 10:59 lineup time. Holy shit. I know in Montreal, and if they're using the same model, I would imagine they're going to do the same thing. They're going to have to put a lock on the fridge after 11 p.m., especially in certain areas that are, what would they call those areas? High crime, or give me the term, the social technical term that they have for it, right? High engagement or whatever areas, you know what I'm saying? High attention or whatever areas. They're going to have the locks, the big old locks on the fridge. You know what I'm saying? Ranjit's about to put that shit on right there at 11 p.m. Clink. No. No more. It's closed. And low key, nobody's leaving their store open after 11 p.m. If you want to get robbed, keep your store open all night then. Just as a word of advice to people out there who might have a corner store. If you would like to get your store robbed and somebody in there with a burner to your head talking about break yourself. All right? And I don't want to hear nothing about I feel sorry for your mother. What you said? Y'all don't remember that shit. That's that menace to society shit. All right? Close your store at 11 o'clock. As soon as the beer and the liquor is done, close the store. Store's closed. Right, Illinois? You hurry up and buy. I'm not doing any imitations or anything like that. Okay? Y'all chill, right? Just relax.
Themselves will need to
That's
play
my
by
accent.
the rules. Refusing sales to minors, making sure staff are properly trained.
Refusing sales to minors. Oh my gosh. Good luck with that one. Excuse me, sir. I'd like to buy a 2-4. This little nigga with a little fake mustache.
And certified, the province plans on hiring more staff to help with enforcement. In a statement provided to City News, the AGCO said it has a wide-ranging compliance monitoring process and conducts various activities at each stage of the license life cycle, including unannounced inspections, as well as responding to police reports and public complaints. One person.
Yo, enough. Listen, I'm trying to be an optimist. I know I'm not pushing this in any kind of positive way. And maybe it's because I don't drink. Maybe that's what it is. Because I feel like for the people who do drink, when this happened, they were like, yes, yes. And I understand. I get it. All right. I'm not hating on anybody who drinks. I'm not one of those non-drinkers. Oh, you drink? Yo, yuck. What's wrong with you? And like, no, that's whack. Don't do that. Anybody who does that, you're whack. But what I am saying is this seems just like a dangerous plan. I don't know if Doug Ford really, really thought this one out completely before he pushed the button on this one. Because all I can think about is the negatives, B. Right? And this is me coming from a city where beer, not alcohol, but beer and wine were available at corner stores, at the gas station even.
Person who was more than ready, Premier Doug Ford, eager
Watch
to
him. This R.I.P. Rob Ford, man. This nigga's still riding. You're riding off of Rob Ford's coattails, broski.
announcement on social media.
We're leveling the playing field and giving small businesses
Nigga got a little bit slim. Pause.
the opportunity to grow and create good local jobs. Most importantly, we're giving you more choice and convenience.
So the Busy Bee King Mart here at King and Bathurst isn't quite ready to roll out the beverages just yet. The interesting thing is the owner is the head of the Ontario Convenience Stores Association. He's been busy helping other stores get ready. He said he's got 8 employees who have been trained and they should be ready to go by tomorrow.
All right. So the stores are now equipped to sell beer, wine. Again, don't want to be a Debbie Downer, gang. I just don't see this turning out well. And it's one of those things. Once you squeeze the toothpaste out the tube, you can't put it back in. You feel me? I don't see Doug Ford backing down on allowing alcohol or beer in stores now, because people are going to complain. I feel, and this is just my prediction, in the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to be seeing the repercussions of this. I don't think that Toronto's ever been an equipped city to be able to handle people just being able to go in any corner store or most corner stores. They said 300 corner stores in Toronto. That's a lot. Or convenience stores. Let's call them that. I've never thought that this city was equipped to be able to handle people just being able to walk into any convenience store and buy some beer. Because if that was the case, that's something that should have been implemented from decades ago so that we can get used to it as the city grows. But the city getting to the point where it is, crime-wise, drug-wise, everything, homelessness, everything that's been happening in the city, and the climax that all of those things have gotten to at this point. And then now adding, hey, you can also go get your beer or wine or whatever at the convenience store. I think they kind of mismatched the way that they should have been laying out their plans. Like I said, they should have put that into play maybe like 30 years ago. Because now it just seems intentional. Like, yes, we are literally trying to separate the rich from the poor. So once you guys go drink whatever beer that you can go get at the corner store and go crash out, we'll know you ain't going to be coming with us as far as excelling to Toronto and Ontario to the next level. We'll be able to definitely weed out the degenerates very easily over the next even month with this being implemented. Mark my words. Like, there's cities like New York City who's had alcohol in every, or not alcohol, but beer in every corner store for decades. How did that work out for them as far as even with their crime? Like, come on, B. Y'all niggas is hustling backwards. It's really weird shit, man. But listen, salute to everybody out there who's for the convenience of the people. I ain't mad at y'all, okay? I know there's a lot of people out there who are not degenerates, who are like, all right, well, it's convenient for me. Shut up, Friday. I don't care what you're saying. And that's fine. Cool. I salute you. Okay, it's going to be way easier to go to any convenience store and go get your beer than to have to go to a specific beer store. I always thought that was weird when I first moved here. I was like, wait a minute, y'all got a beer store and a liquor store? Where they do that? Right? Even when I go across the country and I was in Vancouver or different places in BC, you were able to buy beer in a lot of different stores. Everything was privatized. But when I got to Ontario or Toronto specifically, I was kind of thrown off. This was like back in 97. I was thrown off. I was like, so wait a minute. The fridge don't got no beer in it. When I would go into the convenience store, I'd be like, where the beer? Nah, Friday, you got to go to a beer store. What? But over time, I was like, okay. When I seen the degeneracy that would be happening around, especially like living downtown for so many years, I used to go to the beer store by Gerard and Sherburne. Okay. For the people who know, you know, that beer store by Gerard and Sherburne, a lot of shit goes down around there. And I used to always go and think to myself, well, yeah, it makes sense. Maybe you shouldn't have beer in all the convenience stores because look at the way these fools are acting over here at the beer store. Imagine being able to buy this shit just anywhere. So after a while, I was like, yeah, I'm with it. I'm used to it. And then years later, I stopped drinking and I just didn't care. But now, you guys are you guys are working on a literal crash out mission. So pray for Toronto. That's all I got to say. Pray for Toronto. Couple more news stories that I have here before we get out of here. There's that story that I talked about a week or so ago with that young man who was murdered over there in Black Creek. And RIP to that young man. Just tragic shooting. There's been more reports that have come out since talking about how he was afraid to go to school. It was the first day of school when this happened, and just so I could just be clear, the first day of school was Tuesday last week, the 3rd, when this went down. Okay, and RIP to this gentleman, Mario Giddings. Since then, a lot more stuff has come out about this story. They try to connect the rapper. So this rapper Straight Cash, they try to connect to being one of the, not, I guess, responsible. Let's not do that. But you know, when these things happen, there's usually some artist of somebody or some sort gonna come out and say, ha ha ha, it is what it is. Right. So just to give some clarity, it says here, I never seen 10 Blocks so excited that an innocent little boy who hasn't been on any of my videos / any type of street shit passed away. Shit is crazy. That's Toronto for you. Okay. This is him clearing up his name, because a lot of people were trying to like put his name in this shit because they're saying that the little boy was in his music videos. So I'm glad that he cleared that up. But y'all ain't right over here in Toronto, man. You're just not right, man. You got to do better. You really, really have to do better, right? And this is what I'm talking about.
Got shot in the cap trying to leave. Troops almost died trying to get out his V. Swept when I was buying some kush with some PK. I never heard of that block. PB.
So rap video shared on social media is being investigated following Black Creek shooting that killed a teen. Police say they are investigating Straight Cash music video after fatal shots in Black Creek. Toronto, so police say that they're investigating a rap video that was recorded at the Black Creek Plaza and posted on YouTube shortly before the 15-year-old Mario Giddings was shot and killed at the same location this week. Meanwhile, one police source say that there is a concern of ongoing violence and retaliation. On Monday night, a dark-colored vehicle, and this is them explaining what happened. The 2 minutes and 24-second video posted 48 hours before the shooting features an artist called Straight Cash surrounded by other young men drinking, smoking, and flaunting stacks of cash. There has been online speculation Giddings was one of the people featured in the video, but police would neither confirm that nor what may have led to the investigation, calling to the targeted attack, my bad. What plays out in the video has become commonplace in the city. Okay, we know about all this shit. Video has 25,000 views. Not that crazy. So, yeah, he's cleared up his name as far as that. But y'all ain't right in Toronto, and I'll tell you why. This ain't right. What is wrong with y'all, man? Y'all got to do better, man. And I know the people who watch these streams or watch this podcast or watch the podcast and stuff like that, the type of people, like I got a lot of gully ass niggas that watch this shit. Y'all the type of niggas I'm talking to. Maybe even directly the niggas who did this shit. You gotta do better. I'm not gonna go out the window and call you waste mans and goofs and all that type of shit. We're not doing that. Even though in the comments they're calling you goose. But you gotta do better, fam. You got to do better. I'm not saying, you know, with all due respect to the families, and RIP to this young gentleman. Condolences to his family. But I'm not saying that this guy is this young man was completely innocent. Okay? I'm sure he had his share of beef, even though that's crazy for a 15-year-old to have that kind of beef. But it happens. It's not just a Toronto thing, it's just a hood thing. Little niggas be having beef from the time they're 13, 12 sometimes. Like serious shoot you in the head type beef from 12 years old. So I know a lot of people are like, yo, but he was 15. Yes, I understand that. And that's extremely young. But even when I was saying in the pod before, when I was 15, going on 16, I was probably on my second or third burner. So I get it. Your parents don't always know what you're involved with. But as far as like just the streets itself, there's just no honor, no love now. These niggas just like if a nigga's already dead, he's dead already, fam. What else y'all niggas need to do? And this is part of this whole culture when it comes to the drill music culture, all that bullshit. Like, you know, the nigga YBC Duel was digging up graves. Like, y'all really trying to get the fastest track. You know what I'm saying? Buy the best first class tickets y'all can find to hell, B. There's no way that the niggas who do this type of shit can sleep comfortably at night. And you don't deserve to sleep comfortably. And I'm not saying this as some person who's taking any side here. I'm just saying with any situation, you do this type of shit, there's no way that you can sleep at night properly. Okay? You have to be sleeping with one eye open, like wondering, yo, one of these niggas is gonna come kill me for the heinous activity that I've done, for me kicking over people's memorials and stuff like that. Niggas pulling up to people's funerals and all types of disgusting, nasty shit that I find out when I'm doing my research for these documentaries, when I'm looking up different documentaries that have different wild shit going on. Y'all niggas are disgusting, B. You have to do better. And again, I'm not going to say it for this young gentleman specifically, even though RIP to this young gentleman. But this is not new shit. Y'all niggas do this type of dumb shit all the time, B. And I'm not talking about you guys who are in this situation. Niggas all over the city be doing this dumb, retarded, overkill shit. After somebody's already been taken from the earth, taken from their family, maybe taken from their kids when it comes to people who are older, y'all niggas have to take it an extra mile. And I'm at the point now when niggas get locked up, I don't even give a shit. You don't get to free you from me. Keep them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas are perpetuating genocide, bro. And this shit is just nasty. There's one thing to handle your ops. I get it. I've been in the streets. But when it's done, it's done. So when y'all niggas overkill it, and then niggas come back and then overkill you, expect it. RIP to this young man, yo. It's just nasty, nasty, nasty work, yo. It's disgusting. What else we got going on here? What else we got going on here? Let me do a quick surf of the internets before we move on. Make sure everything's the best. Jeez. Watch this.
Same time to get it on. Take the weed on, left the what? Take the weed on, left the what? Plus we heard that you holding it up.
Hold on. I need, yeah. Thank you, Blocka. I need Blocka the Don to bring up my spirits again, man. These niggas be getting me antsy, bro.
Better send it or you get a slump. Come on, Russ, like he know for the slumping. We the ones making watch by the junction. I ain't naming nobody. We put in the ground, but just know that the spit is thumping. We them niggas that came up from nothing. Remember nights with the Aki and dumpling. I got no time to kick it, I'm hustling. I got no time to kick it, I'm
man's killing the shit.
Big body come jumping the beamer. Lena, a Christina. I got Lyra, I'm back to the re-up. Making kids open doors to my daily life.
Jeez. Salute the Black of the Dawn.
Since high school, I know I'd be the man. I was in the...
What's this original slide? Who had the best from the block performance from Toronto? Let's see.
Since high school, I know I'd be the man. I was in the hallway wrapping up them bands. I don't got no friends, I'm surrounded by the fam. I'm doing what I want, but they doing what they can. So, dope boys, block boys, where you at?
Don't know. Shock when you see me in person. That was ass when you see me again. Can't even lie, I'm a sad boy where I be juggling all these mans.
Only came by to let you niggas know I'm all good. Left, foot up, came back. Wings, I ain't pissed. You niggas done pissed me off. Money my twin, if we side by side, it would stand like 6 feet tall. You so cute.
Try to get the money in a lot big cut. White land, white man. I take the money from the white hand. I need the money in the white sand. Real nigga. Cards on deck, I'll deal with you.
Salute to everything, O'Shawn.
When I see shit, I see the big picture. Real nigga, real bigger. Yeah.
For y'all who don't know Chantal May, she's saying she used to be a backup singer. She might still be for Division, but she's got her own career now going on. Featured on songs like songs from Friday Ricky Dread too. You know what I'm saying? Low key. Jeez. Okay. I got one more story and then I'm getting off of this. All right. K-Bands, rapper K-Bands, or sorry, KGoon. My bad, KGoon. Let me see if I can pull up his page here. KGoon. He's got no post up right now.
Salute
to my empty aliens. All right, so KGoon, no stories up neither, eh? Well, let me pull up what I found here, quick fast, because I'll be remiss to not talk about anything that's going on in my own country. Like Kendrick and all them, yeah, you're doing your thing, bro, but bruh. So Montreal rapper Brandon, I'm not gonna lie, KGoon sentenced to 80 months for shooting at a bar. 80 months. How did that work out? I hate when they do that shit. 80 divided by 12. Carry the 1. Oh, my bad. 6 years. Oh, shit. 6.6 years. So Montreal man who rapped under the name KGoon before his arrest 3 years ago was sentenced. He was arrested 3 years ago on Monday to 80 months in prison term for pumping bullets into a bar in Saint Henri. Court Justice Thierry Nadon agreed that the common suggestion from lawyers on both sides in the case in which Brandon Brousset, 29, was found guilty last year of discharging a firearm with intent to injure a person carrying a concealed weapon and possession of a prohibited or restricted firearm. Shortly before 1 a.m. on June 18th, 2021, KGoon fired 5 shots into the front exterior wall of Bar Riverside on St. Ambrose Street, and along with the Lachine Canal. My bad. He also fired shots into 2 vehicles that were parked nearby. Part of the shooting was captured on video by a camera installed into a vehicle that happened to be passing by at the time. Jesus Christ. When we found KGoon guilty last year, and the Don said that there was clear intent to injure someone outside of the bar. Salute to KGoon. When was he arrested? They said 3 years ago he was arrested. They're just talking about the sentencing here. 2 of the first police officers who responded to the 911, responding to the gunfire, reported KGoon running away from the bar, and he was arrested at the crime scene. At the time, he was rapping under the name KGoon, a name he still goes by on Facebook and Instagram accounts. I interviewed this young gentleman for the people who don't know. I feel like I've interviewed everybody. Jesus Christ. Anytime somebody gets a case, I'm like, I interviewed that nigga. Let me see if I can pull this shit up. That was a while back too. Holy KGoon. Yeah, there it is. 1 second, I'll pull it up. That's crazy. This nigga's allegedly out there going like on some country western shit. Shoot him up, bang, bang. Holy. Okay, there we go. Hey.
American, right? Because most of them, they don't know their background, right?
Fact.
But
Yeah.
then they kind of get to choose their background, their nationality. So now Haitian is cool. I'm Haitian. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? So that's why like being Haitian was
Yo, my beard was hella black back then.
just so cool. And the thing with Montreal, like I said, is a French city. So the main language is Creole, like the Haitian Creole. So people, you have any kind of like, you have Indian, you have white people, you have any. If you're from like the street and you're kind of young, your way of speaking is Haitian word. You see what I'm saying? Your slang is Haitian.
I never really caught that. That's. I never really took that in. Yeah. That they're using the street terms. They're using Haitian people's terms as a street term.
You know,
Dialect.
Exactly. If you would understand French, I would give you some examples, but you would understand. But yeah, like when someone talks to you, they definitely like everybody. And when I say everybody, like that's always sing their song, you know. So I never.
I won't leave him on a freeze frame like that. I don't want to do him that dirty. That's crazy. Let me give him a better freeze frame. Damn, man. Salute to KGoon. 6.6 years from when my calculations right here. Well, for what they've accused him of here and what I've been reading, and what was I reading here? This is like courtesy of the Montreal Gazette. All right, salute to the Montreal Gazette. Yeah, from what I'm reading right here, if that's all that, if he did that, like, one, he got some serious beef. That's crazy. 2, 6 years is he got off good. Pause. I think he got off pretty good with that. 6 years letting off a burner in front of the bar and letting off a burner into a couple of cars, and you got caught at the scene. I think they took it light on him. They could have hit him with like 15. That's like it's an attempted M. You feel me? So I don't want to say salute to him because that's kind of wild, but salute to him because I mess with him. I mess with him as a person. All right. I'm not messing with the crime, obviously, but I like KGoon. His music is fire. I suggest anybody go check him out. I don't understand why this article is saying formerly known as, or he was going by the name KGoon. I'm sure he still goes by KGoon. I'm thinking he'll still have a rap career, 6 years. He'll do 2/3 of that. So he'll be out in like 4. Yeah. For what he did? Jesus. Or for what he allegedly did. Let's do that. What he allegedly did, because he might go for an appeal. That's pretty light, broski. And he's already been locked up for 3 years, they're saying. So he might be out next year. I'm just saying. If they're giving him 1-for-1 days on his time, which I don't know. I'm not in Quebec, so I don't know the Quebec rules, if they're doing 2-for-1 or 1-for-1, or I don't even know what his specific conditions were while he was dealing with provincial prison. But I know they still have this, they have the same things as over here. You have provincial and then you have federal. Okay. So if you were sitting in provincial jail for the last 3 years, which makes sense now when I look and see like he barely posted anything for he hasn't posted shit on his Instagram page. Then 3 years already gone. Let's give him 1-for-1, right? So if you're doing 1-for-1 and you were gone for the last 3 years and now you caught a sentence of 6.6 years, you might be home in like a year and a half, broski. If any of his people see this, tell him hold his head, bro. I don't know what your beefs are in the street, and we ain't even trying to get into that. That's y'all issues. That's Montreal politics straight up. But on some real shit, you got off light. You know what I'm saying? Hold your head. Make sure the canteen is full. You'll be on the phone talking to your shawty, whatever. He might even be able to get a trailer visit. He might not even have time for a trailer visit. Yeah. So, salute to you, KGoon. And yeah, man. Stay out of trouble, bro. Once you get home, please stay out of trouble, bro. I think I'm going to end it there, though. I'm going to end it there. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to go put some topics together because there's some more things that are going on in the scene. And I just wanted to make sure to do a live because there was so much stuff stacking up with this Kendrick Super Bowl. He's doing the Super Bowl. Oh my God. I see like a million clips on YouTube and I'm like, what am I doing? Am I going to wait till Wednesday to talk about this shit when the story's old? Like, nah, B. Fire up the mics. Let's get this shit popping. Road to Success is his name is Goon. No, it's KGoon. Look him up on Instagram or look him up on Spotify. His music's fire. KGoon. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Salute to the comment gang. We are off of this. Deuces.